So contextual advertising has been the oldest form of targeting, and it's now seeing a resurgence. And why is that? It's really this infusion of the opportunity to have data appended to context to become more precise, to be more relevant, but do so also in a safe way. And in this world of cookie deprecation, there's been now a shift more to realizing the value of contextual advertising, but how we can enhance that. And we have all the opportunities of tools and technology and data sources to make that real.
So how does contextual meet advertisers' objectives? How do you as the agency make sure that there's value and suitability provided in terms of contextual?
Like everything in the marketing landscape, it all starts with the audience and a deep audience understanding, to understand what are the contexts where they have a more receptive mindset. Where might we engage with them, and how do we bring our messages there in a way that's more relevant?
So when you can't talk about contextual without talking about news, and
Yes.
so can you tell us a little bit about your investments in and around news publishing? How do you find the right context when it comes to a news story?
So the space around news has been a really interesting one in the last few years, and we're starting to thankfully see this shift where news too often wasn't the context that advertisers wanted to be engaged in because they felt it wasn't brand safe or brand suitable. And because of that, they would create lists and keyword lists that would basically have them opt out of those, which created a missed opportunity for diverse publishers to have that ad model support more content creation of content that connects with those communities. So things that we have done at Group M is really to look at how do we take a more aggregated view of news and understand the kind of context signals that we can better match our advertisers with news marketplaces. So it's a private marketplace that supports local journalism and therefore allows our advertisers to play in the space of news in a way that they feel comfortable with because we've had enough of that vetting of content to match what their objectives are.
That is so nice. So almost creating a brand safe PMP specifically around news.
Exactly right.
And is that something that any publisher can join, or do you guys curate and invite specific publishers?
Our purpose is to actually both curate and also make sure that we're inclusive and bringing in more diverse voices as well in news. So it creates that opportunity to also make sure that we're connecting with new communities through their news sources, which may be much more local.
Local news. And then sort of my last question is there anything innovative in addition to these PMPs that Mindshare is doing around contextual in-house?
You know, I'd say the real innovation for us is how we think about the signals that we're able to understand around consumer behavior. And what we like to say at Mindshare is how do we become more precisely human in making sure that we're understanding not only accuracy signals, geography, the typical kind of metrics around measurement of media, but we also think about the empathy signals and do more work through neuroscience to understand what some of the motivations are for shopping or for purchase or for brand awareness, and pull that way all the way through. Yes.
Maybe if I can, sort of one last question. What do you love about CAN?
What I love about CAN is it's this reunion of amazing people energized by the change that's happening in the industry, wanting to be a part of that and drive this business forward, while also having a good time kind of reflecting on what's made our careers fun and what makes this industry so creative and passionate and high energy and high empathy as well. And we're starting to see more of that shift in our industry too, to see what we can do for society to make the world better, not just what we can do to help sell our clients' brands.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you.